everyone, my name is Ellen and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Don't Start Now by Lipa on the guitar. So stay tuned if this is something that you want to learn. 180, crazy, thinking about the way. So this song is going to be pretty simple if you're a beginner. You are going to want to put your capo on the 2nd fret to put this in the same key as the original song. In addition to that, we've got 5 chords, 2 strumming patterns, and a picking pattern that I want to show you. But no worries, if you are a beginner, you can stick with just strumming without doing picking, and I think that sounds good for the song too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go into an overview of the things that we'll be learning in this tutorial. If you want to believe. So to play through this song, you're going to need to know 5 chords, which are A minor, C, D minor, G, and F. Now F is a bar chord, so if that's something that you're having troubles with, don't worry, I have an alternate fingering for F that you can play, and I explain all of that in my chord section, which starts right here. So if you're unfamiliar with any of these chords, make sure to check that section out. However, if you are familiar with these chords, then let's go ahead and go into what we're going to teach for strumming in this video. So first we're going to start with our first strumming pattern, which is just going to be one simple down strum on every chord change. Normally this is what I call my practice pattern, however I will be using this pattern throughout my cover. I like to use it during the intro, the outro, and any of the pre-choruses. So if you want an example of what that sounds like and want to go through it, do a little bit of practice with it, go ahead and go to this time here for strumming pattern 1. However, if you think that you kind of already get the idea and you want to move on to our next strumming pattern, that'll be strumming pattern 2. Now strumming pattern 2 is going to be down, up, mute, down, down, up. And it's going to sound a little something like this. Now I'm going to be playing through that pattern once for every chord change, and I like to use this in the choruses of the song. So if you want a little bit more practice with strumming pattern 2, want to get a more in-depth example of what it sounds like and how to play it, go ahead and skip to this time here. Otherwise, if you kind of already get the idea, get the rhythm of strumming pattern 2, then that's great. Then let's go ahead and move into what I'm going to be showing you guys for picking. Now picking for this song is completely optional, however I think it sounds really good with the verses, so I'm going to be doing a picking pattern that sounds a little something like this. Alright, so if you want to learn how to do that picking pattern, go ahead and skip to this time here and I'll go through an explanation of how to play it and go through examples with you guys. But if you want to just stick to strumming and you kind of already get the idea of how this song is going to go, make sure to skip to the playthrough over at the end in this time here, and that'll take you to the end of the video where I go through the whole song with all the lyrics and everything on screen in front of you. However, if you need a closer look at any of these sections, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial in more detail. Hurt me with the word goodbye, though it took some time. Alright, so let's take a closer look at these chords that you need to know. Like I said, there are 5 chords, 4 of them are open and we only have 1 bar. So let's go ahead and start with our A minor chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. Alright, after that we've got our C chord. You just have to move your ring finger up 1 string. So that looks like this and sounds like this. Next we've got our D minor chord, which looks like this and sounds like this. Next we've got G, which looks like this and sounds like this. And then the last chord you need to know for this song is our bar chord, which is F, which looks like this and sounds like this. Now, if bar chords are something that you're currently struggling with, you can check out my TMT on how to practice bar chords and get better at them, or I can also give you this alternate fingering for another way to play F. So this is a way that you can play F without barring any chords. This is F major 7. So it looks like this and sounds like this. just remember that if you're going to play it this way, you want to make sure when you're strumming not to hit the top string or the bottom string, otherwise it won't sound so great. But anyways, this is our alternate version for F, and those are the only chords you need to know to play through this whole song. So, if you don't want to see me dancing with somebody. Alright, so once you have those chords memorized, go ahead and practice transitioning between them because this song does move a little bit quickly, so you do want to kind of be familiar with how to transition between those chords. If you need a little extra help with transitioning between chords, check out my TMT here about how to transition between chords faster. But once you get the transitions down, then we can move on to the strumming patterns that you can use with this song. So those of you guys who have been around with me for a while know that my very first pattern that I always teach is a simple down strum on the beat for every chord change. Now this is normally a practice pattern for most songs, however in this song I actually do use it during the pre-choruses, the intro, and the outro. So let me go ahead and go through an example of what that sounds like. You're just going to do one down strum for each chord change. So go ahead and put your D minor chord on since that's the first chord in the verse, and I'll go ahead and take you through an example of what this would sound like. Remember, all we're doing is doing one down strum on every chord change. Did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. So something to point out there is that you'll notice the C and then the G chord, they kind of go at double speed there. So we've got D minor, then A minor, then F, and then here we go from C to G a little bit quicker. C, G, D minor, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, G, 4. Okay, so that's going to be the same throughout the entire song. The C to the G is always going to be a little bit quicker of a transition. So go ahead and take the time to practice this now with the one down strum. Again, I do use this during the intro, the outro, and all of the pre-choruses in my cover. But once you get the one down strum, strumming pattern 1 down, then let's go ahead and jump into our second strumming pattern for this song. So the second strumming pattern for this song is a little bit more detailed, so here it is. As you can see, it's just down, up, mute, down, down, up. And we're going to play this through once for each chord. So go ahead and put your D minor chord on. Again, that's the first chord in the verse. And we're just going to practice this through slowly. So we've got down, up, mute. And what I'm doing for that mute is I'm either taking my palm and slapping the strings. If you're, holding a pick, you can take your fist or the side of your hand, slap the strings. However you want to do it, you just want to mute the strings and stop them from playing. So since I'm using my fingers for this song, I'm just going to slap it with an open hand. Sometimes in the middle of the song, I'll just slap it with a little fist, okay? So basically that's what the mute is. So again, from the beginning, we've got down, up, mute, down, down, up. All right, one more time. Down, up, mute, down, down, up. Great, so that's the entire pattern. So let's go ahead and see what it sounds like in rhythm. We've got down, up, mute, down, down, up. All right, one more time. Down, up, mute, down, down, up. So that's what it sounds like in rhythm. Let's go ahead and do that together. Again, we've got our D minor chord on. Down, up, mute, down, down, up, down, up, mute, down, down, up. All right, awesome. So once you get that, let's go ahead and put those chord transitions in. So again, we're starting on our D minor, but we're going to go ahead and change chords now. So we've got D minor, down, up, mute, down, down, up. Switch to your next chord, which is A minor, same thing. Down, up, mute, down, down, up. Then we've got our F chord, same thing. Down, up, mute, down, down, up. And then here when we go from C to G, remember it's going to be transitioning a little quicker. So with your C chord on, I just want you to do the first part of this pattern up until the mute. So we've got down, up, mute, Then switch to your G chord and finish out the pattern. Down, down, up. All right, so let's try that last part again with our C chord on. We're only doing half the pattern, so we've got down, up, mute. Switch to your G chord and finish it out. Down, down, up. All right, good. So let's go ahead and string all of that together with the chord transitions. Again, I've got my D minor chord on. Down, up, mute, down, down, up, A minor, down, up, F, C, up, mute, G, down, up. Great, so once you get that down and you've got those chord transitions in there, all you have to do now is speed it up a little bit. So let me go ahead and show you what it sounds like a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so once you get it at tempo, you can actually play through the whole song. This pattern will work for the entire song if you want to use it that way. If you want to go back and forth between strumming pattern 1 and 2, I also think that's a really great way to kind of spice up the guitar. I like to use this pattern during all of the choruses, so that's where you'll see me playing this. However, during the verses, I like to do something a little bit different, and I like to venture into picking. So if you want to venture into that as well, then let's go ahead and stay tuned so I can show you this picking pattern. If you want to believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't come out. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this picking pattern. Like I said earlier, this is not something that is necessary to play through the song. However, it's just what I like to do. I think it sounds cool when you put it with the verses. So let me go ahead and show you how I'm doing the picking pattern. So let's go ahead and start with our right hand, which we're going to be using to pick the strings. And just remember for this pattern, it's going to be pretty simple. Your first finger, second finger, and third finger, or your pointer, middle, and ring, those 3 fingers will always be on the same 3 strings. So we've got it on our top 3 strings, 3, 2, 1 right here. So this is your G, B, and E strings. Okay, so that's going to be taken care of by these 3 fingers. Now throughout the rest of the song, your thumb is going to be switching strings based on what chord we're playing. So our thumb is going to be taking care of our bass note on each chord. So for example, with our D minor chord on, you want your thumb to be on the lowest bass note of the chord. So basically the lowest string that you play in that chord. Again, in our D minor chord, the lowest string we play is this 4th D string. So your thumb is going to be on this 4th D string. And then these 3 fingers will still be on the top 3. Alright? Now how we're going to accomplish this picking pattern is we're going to pick our thumb first, and then follow it up with the other 3 fingers at the same time. So we've got 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I want you to take your fist and mute the strings. Okay? So we've got 4, 3, 2, 1, mute. Alright? And what we're going to do is we're going to play this pattern through twice for each chord. So with our D minor chord, we'll play that twice. Thumb, rest, mute. Thumb, rest, mute. Perfect. You just want to put that in rhythm now. So we've got... Alright, so hear that? We've got... Again. And that's the rhythm that you hear. So what we're going to do is now we're going to repeat the same thing for each of the other chords. So our next chord is our A minor chord. Now our lowest string in this chord is going to be our 5th A string. So you want to move your thumb from the 4th to the 5th string. Alright, but these 3 fingers are still on the top 3 strings. So we've got A minor. And the pattern's going to be the same. We've got thumb, rest, mute, thumb, rest, mute. Alright, then we've got our F major chord. Again, the lowest string that we play in the F chord is our 6th E string, so you want to move your thumb from the 5th A string to the 6th E string. All right, so we've got thumb, and then again, these top 3 fingers. So we've got the rhythm and the pattern and everything is the same. The only thing you're changing is your thumb. All right, so let's go through those first 3 chords again. We've got D minor, then we've got A minor, then we've got F, and then again here for C and G, just like with the strumming pattern, these chords go a little bit faster, so we're only going to pick them once each. So with our C chord, we've got 5, 3, 2, 1, mute. Let's do that again, 5, 3, 2, 1, mute. Then you would switch straight into your G chord and switch your thumb back to the 6th string. 6, 3, 2, 1, mute. Again, 6, 3, 2, 1, mute. All right, so let's put all of that together. With our D minor chord on, we've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we've got our A minor chord, 5, 3, 2, 1. Then we've got our F chord, 6, 3, 2, 1. Then we've got our C chord, 5, 3, 2, 1. Straight into our G chord, 6, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's do that without stopping. Again. So as you can see for all of those chords, the pattern is the same, the rhythm is the same. The only thing you're changing is the actual chord shape itself on your left hand and which string your thumb is going to be on, whether that be 6, 5, or 4. But the rest of it's going to be the same with the pattern and rhythm and everything. So now let's put that together and let's do an example through the first verse. I have my D minor chord on and we're just going to do this exact pattern. Did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. Alright, so that's the picking pattern. I hope that this was helpful. Make sure to pause and practice this section if this is something that you want to incorporate into your cover as well. But once you get this under your belt, we can actually put everything together to go through the whole song. If you don't want to see me dancing with somebody. Alright, so once you have those chords memorized, you can transition between them without stopping. You've gotten the strumming patterns down and you've ventured into that picking pattern if you wanted to. Then let's go ahead and put together all of these elements so that we can play through the entire song. I'm going to have everything on screen in front of you so you can follow along with my cover. So yeah, this is Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. Good luck. Up, up, don't come out, out, don't show up. If you don't want to see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. I'm all good already. that was my tutorial for Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. I hope that this helped you. If it did, make sure to give me a thumbs up down below, as well as to leave a comment of any other songs you would like me to teach in the future. Also make sure to follow me on my social media sites if that's something that you guys would like to do. That's where I just do little fun things like sneak peeks of videos that are coming up, practice sessions, polls of things that you want to see, things like that. So if you want to follow me on there, then please feel free to do so. This is also where I go to find people to feature in my new segment, Forever Features. This week it's Audija playing Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Let's give her a listen.
I've been trying to call. I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe.
Wow, that was awesome. If you want to be next, make sure to follow me on Instagram. And then one last little plug, if you liked the shirt I was wearing in today's tutorial, it looks like this and sounds like this, and it has the guitar chords on it. This is my Forever Faithful Guitar Chords shirt, which you can find in my merch store, linked down below, as well as in the description. So check that out if you would like to. Every single purchase helps to make this channel just a little bit better, so thank you guys for all of you who have supported me that way. And yeah, that's it for this video, so I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.